إنني أنا الله لا إله إلا أنا فاعبدني وأقم الصلاة لذكري.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi alillah. Wal la'natu ala a'da'illah wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahil aliyyil azim. In previous episodes, we discussed about the importance of saying Salat on time, and also the stories that some mystics and scholars had in saying their Salat, also the martyrs and the shuhada. These are the two important levels for somebody if he wants to say his Salat on time. Listen to these episodes a lot and try to read for the importance of Salat, the ayahs, verses of the Holy Quran, the ahadith that we have, the life stories of the great people who were successful spiritually, scientifically, scholarly in their life. In terms of divinity and irfan, for example, when you say to yourself that, Ya Allah, these great people, such great men in their lives, such as Rasulullah, the greatest of the greatest of the greatest, among the prophets, he is the possessor of determination. We have 5 of them, and he is the best of them. He never says Salat. When he wants to speak to his family members, he has a very kind and close relationship with them, but when it comes to Adhan and the call for prayer, it is as if he knows nobody, only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Among all the Salat times, Salat al Fajr is the most frequently missed one. Salat al Fajr. Why? Because dreams and sleeping times is very sweet for somebody, for all of us. When it's time for us to wake up from our dreams and be refreshed, it's really difficult. Especially we have external factors, external obstacles and impediments and hurdles that does not let us to wake up when we're going to gain a very great profit. That profit is what we gain from our Salat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to dedicate us and reward us with a lot of blessings. So that dreaming mode is very sweet, so we will not wake up from our dreams. What is the best factor and solution for such a problem that we have? You might have this answer for yourself. We have general ones, we have specific remedies and solutions. The general ones are like physical one, spiritual one. In physicality, abstainment from eating a lot, drinking those types of beverages and drinks that are full of caffeine, for example. Having a healthy way of life, physical health, it's also one of the things that helps one person to wake up, for example, from his sleep and have a good feeling, so that he or she can say his Salat, for example, on time and with a presence of heart. They can be also spiritual factors that we try to discuss about these spiritual factors and obstacles in the next episode. The specific factors are the ones that should be considered by the person himself, scrutinized and investigated by the very person himself. Pathologically speaking, do you know that you have an impediment by yourself? Is special to you yourself, nobody else. In general factors, we have to consider all of them one by one after the other, and we try to know that, for example, this is mine, for example. Or we try to focus on all the elements and factors, and we try to eliminate all the obstacles that we have in our Salat Fajr, Salat time, that is an obstacle for us. But sometimes you know that yourself, you have studied, you have scrutinized all the factors. One is specific to me, that spiritual one. It is about to be considered that there are different factors, physical, external factors, and spiritual factors. The most important factor for somebody, my dear brothers and sisters, to stop carrying the Salat time to be a punctual Salat, sayer, and prayer is the jahl, or the ignorance of that person. When there is jahl, you don't know that when you are saying your Salat on time, what types of great benefits you're going to receive from Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. When you miss your Salat, you're going to miss a lot of things. When there is jahl, it is as if you don't know that you're going to give, for example, $1 million in a very short time. How many minutes does it take to say your 2 rak'ah Salat? Is it more than 10 minutes? But if you say your Salat during 10 minutes, your 2 rak'ah Salat, on time especially, then you will receive a lot of blessings. Somebody came to Imam Sadiq alayhi salam and said, I'm going to be on a journey to travel to somewhere. I want you to do a istikhara for me. And Imam Sadiq alayhi salam did a istikhara for him and said, it's negative. It's better for you not to go to that journey and trip. But he did not listen to Imam Sadiq alayhi salam's words, and he went. As a matter of fact, there were many blessings for him. He had a lot of good times during his trip time, and he received a lot of profits and a lot of entertainments, happy time, very good time. And he was questioned. His mind was boggled. Why? Istikhara's result was negative, but on the other hand, my trip was such a good trip. He couldn't solve between the two actually. What type of a contradiction is that? He went back to his town, went directly to Imam Sadiq alayhi salam and asked him, Ya Ibn Rasulullah, what's the story about? You said the result of the istikhara is negative, I should not have gone to the trip, but I went, I received a lot of profits. Maybe you just wrong in this regard, or there's another story. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam said to him that, do you remember the time you were there in a place, you woke up, you slept late and you woke up late, you missed your Salat al Fajr? He said, surprisingly, yes. He was really astounded and surprised. Imam Sadiq knew about this reality. He said, Imam alayhi salam smiled at him and said, the very Salat al Fajr you missed cannot be compensated by anything in the world, anything. If you try to dedicate to somebody, I don't know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for example, all the treasures of the world, and try to dedicate it for the sake of Allah, charity, 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 you cannot compensate the blessing that was missed by missing Salat al Fajr, by missing Salat al Fajr. You see, if we know this, that's enough for us to adjust our time, to adjust our atmosphere and environment, to try our best and attempt a lot in order to wake up during the day, in the morning, on time, to say our Salat with the absolute presence of heart. So, the concern and the heart is the cause of the will and the actions and deeds. And the concern of the heart and the tendency, inclination towards something will not be activated unless we have the knowledge of that thing. When you have a lot of knowledge and propositions in your mind, reading a lot about the benefits, about the disadvantages that you have if you just try to miss your Salat, then little by little, this will be activated. The will of waking on time, getting on time, getting up on time for Salat al Fajr. So the most important factor for somebody to get up from his dreams and his sleeping mode and say his salat on time is actually the jahl. Eradicate this one. Read a lot about this. The very ayah that we said, إِنَّ الصَّلَاةَ تَنْهَى عَنِ الْفَحْشَاءِ وَالْمُنْكَرِ وَلَذِكْرُ اللَّهِ أَكْبَرِ is so significant. Look, it's a system. It's a very strong system that stops any person when he comes to his territory and to this pond of salat, that cleanses all the vices of the soul, indecencies and the evil characters of one person. Somebody came to the salat and said to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this guy is a burglar. This guy is a negative guy, an evil one. Then do not let his coming to your salat, Ya Rasulullah. And Rasulullah said, be silent. He said, shh, be silent. This salat will guide him on the path. He will be guided when he comes to our salat. And he became like this. He became one of the best followers and companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he tried to be an attendant and participant to the salat of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Knowing about your sleeping times also is very important. Try to eradicate those causes and factors that does not let you have a peaceful sleep. These sleeping hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, are a very important factor for you to get up refreshed and peacefully in the morning. Somebody who has not a peaceful sleeping hours, he cannot wake up on time. So 7 hours usually is enough, but for somebody who has not rested well and slept well, maybe 16 hours is not enough. Any factor that stops you, it can be a light, it can be the people, it can be the noises, whatever. It can be this social media that you spend a lot of times and hours on that, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, sleep late at night because of the social media, looking at the screen, and this light is emanated to your face. Always keeps your brain to be on the alpha mode, which is the most activated level of your brain, and does not let you go sleep peacefully. All of them shall be eradicated. Look yourself, okay? This is upon you yourself. Any cause, any factor that does not let you sleep well shall be eradicated. And the last but not the least is the eating habits, the drinking of the juices, or I don't know, any type of drink that does not let you have a peaceful dream. It can be the drinks that are filled with caffeine. It can be the food that does not let you have a peaceful type of sleeping, and sleeping well during the night with full stomach. Try to have a schedule for yourself, a very good eating habit 2 or 3 hours before sleeping time. It's better to eat the dinner, and after that we shall not eat anything. When you go to bed, also try to recite the ayahs having a connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the adhkar that are suggested. For example, the last ayah of Surah Mubarakah, Kahf, قُلْ إِنَّمَا أَنَا بَشَرٌ مِثْلُكُمْ يُوحَى إِلَيَّ أَنَّمَا إِلَهُكُمْ إِلَهٌ وَاحِدٌ فمن كان يرجو لقاء ربه فليعمل عملا صالحا ولا يشرك بعبادة ربه أحدا. This ayah, the last ayah of Surah Mubarakah, Kahf, is very useful. The adhkar, any type of sort of connection that makes your spirit light. That makes your spirit light. When the spirit is light, then you can sleep easily and well, and you can wake up well in Salat al Fajr, inshaAllah ta'ala. Don't forget me in your du'as. Whenever you had a good feeling and the presence of heart in your salat, don't forget your brothers and sisters here in your du'as. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.